कितनी शांति है यहाँ पर। जलपरी रानी, जलपरी रानी, जल्दी समुद्र में आ जाओ। बाहर की दुनिया बहुत ही खतरनाक है। अरे मछली रानी, मैं पहली बार समुद्र से बाहर आई हूँ। थोड़ी देर बाद समुद्र में वापस आ जाऊंगी। देखो कितनी सुंदर जगह है, तुम भी आ जाओ बाहर। मैं बाहर नहीं आ सकती जलपरी रानी। अगर मैं बाहर आई तो मैं मर जाऊंगी। ठीक है, तब तुम वहीं रहो। मुझे तो यहाँ बहुत मजा आ रहा है। अरे जलपरी रानी, भागो वहाँ से। वहाँ पर सांप है। सांप? कहाँ है सांप? वहाँ देखो, वो आपको काटने के लिए आ रहा है। जल्दी समुद्र में आ जाओ। मैं जलपरी रानी को बचा भी नहीं सकती। नहीं नहीं, मुझे मत काटना। मैं पहली बार यहाँ आई हूँ। नहीं। आपको कुछ नहीं होगा जलपरी जी। किसी तरह आप पानी में आ जाइए। मछली रानी, शायद मैं अब बच नहीं पाऊंगी। तुम अपना ख्याल रखना। नहीं नहीं, आपको कुछ नहीं होगा। चिंटू, तुम्हें हेलीकॉप्टर चलाना आता है? मुझे तो केवल साइकिल चलाना आता है कलुआ। और चिंकी तुम्हें? मुझे तो साइकिल भी चलाना नहीं आता। अब तो सारा मजा खराब हो गया। अब हेलीकॉप्टर को चलाएगा कौन? मैं चलाऊंगा। मुझे हेलीकॉप्टर को उड़ाना आता है। चलो सब बैठ जाओ। मैं बोला था ना कि मुझे हेलीकॉप्टर उड़ाना आता है। देखो कितना बढ़िया उड़ा रहा हूँ। हाँ रे, तू तो बहुत बढ़िया उड़ा रहा है। अरे ये तो हेलीकॉप्टर को उल्टा उड़ाने लगा। अबे थोड़ा सही उड़ा। मुझे हेलीकॉप्टर चलाना नहीं आता। क्या? वो तो मैं मजाक कर रहा था। अबे जल्दी कूदो, ये हेलीकॉप्टर गिरने वाला है। बाल बाल बच गए, नहीं तो आज टे बोल जाते। अरे जल्दी वहाँ देखो, वहाँ पर एक जलपरी है। मुझे बचा लो, मुझे सांप ने काट लिया है। अरे जलपरी को तो डॉक्टर के पास ले जाना पड़ेगा। लेकिन कैसे ले जाएंगे? वहाँ देखो एक नाव है। तो देर किस बात की है, चलो जल्दी चलते हैं। अरे चिंटू और चिंकी, जल्दी जल्दी नाव को चलाओ, जलपरी मर रही है।
She was known in the whole neighborhood for one thing, and it wasn't kindness, talent, or beauty. It was laziness. People said that if laziness were an art, she would be its greatest masterpiece. But what no one knew was that the most unexpected storms often sleep under the calmest skies, and the quietest hearts carry the loudest battles. On the morning when everything began to change, the sun had already climbed high, yet she was still lying in bed, staring at the cracked ceiling of her small room. Dust floated lazily in the air, mirroring her own life. Outside, the world was busy. Children rushing to school, shopkeepers lifting shutters, life moving forward without waiting for her. She turned to the wall and pulled the blanket over her head, whispering to herself, "Just 5 more minutes." Those 5 minutes had ruled her life for years. Her name was Era. She wasn't always like this. As a child, she had dreams, big, colorful dreams that filled her notebooks and her heart. She wanted to be someone people looked up to, someone who proved that ordinary beginnings could lead to extraordinary endings. But somewhere between broken promises, repeated failures, and words like "you can't" and "you won't," her dreams had grown tired. So she chose the easier path, doing nothing. Because doing nothing meant failing at nothing. Or so she believed. Her mother knocked softly on the door, the same knock she used every morning. "Era, get up. You're late again." The voice was gentle, but tired. Era didn't reply. She waited until the footsteps faded, then sighed. Guilt pressed against her chest, but she pushed it away like she pushed away everything else that demanded effort. That day, something small yet powerful happened. Her childhood friend, Lena, came to visit. Lena was everything Era was not: energetic, determined, always moving. She stood in the doorway, looking at the messy room, the unmade bed, the half-finished life. "Is this really how you want to live forever?" Lena asked, not in anger, but in pain. Era laughed it off. "Forever is a long time. I'll change someday." Lena shook her head. "Someday is a lie we tell ourselves, so we don't have to change today." Then she left, leaving those words hanging in the air like a challenge. That night, Era couldn't sleep. Lena's words echoed in her mind, mixing with memories of her younger self. The girl who stayed up late dreaming, not sleeping to escape life. For the first time in years, she cried. Not loud sobs, but quiet tears that soaked into her pillow. She realized she wasn't lazy because she didn't care. She was lazy because she was afraid of trying and failing again. The next morning, she made a small decision. Just one. She got out of bed as soon as her alarm rang. It felt strange, uncomfortable, like stepping into cold water. Her body resisted. Her mind whispered excuses, but she stood up anyway. It wasn't a miracle. It wasn't dramatic. But it was real. Days passed, and the struggle continued. Some mornings she won, some mornings she lost. She tried to help her mother, applied for small jobs, learned new skills online. Each step felt heavy, and many times she wanted to quit. People still called her lazy. Some laughed, some doubted, but something inside her had shifted. She was no longer asleep. She was waking up. Then came the hardest challenge. She finally got a chance to work at a local center teaching younger children basic skills. On the first day, fear almost dragged her back home. Her hands shook, her heart raced, and that old voice returned. "You're not good enough. Stay where it's safe." But when she entered the room and saw the children's curious eyes, something sparked. They believed she could teach them. For the first time in a long while, someone believed in her without knowing her past. She failed many times. Lessons went wrong. Children got bored. She felt embarrassed. One evening, she sat alone, ready to give up. That's when she remembered the girl she used to be. The girl who dreamed without limits. She realized laziness had never been her true enemy. Fear was so she stood up again. Months later, the same people who once whispered now watched in silence. Era was no longer hiding under blankets or excuses. She wasn't perfect. She still struggled. But she moved forward, step by step, breath by breath. Her mother smiled more. Lena returned, this time with pride in her eyes. One evening, as the sun set, Era sat by the window, reflecting on her journey. She understood something powerful. Laziness is often a shield for pain, and change doesn't come from giant leaps, but from small, brave choices repeated every day. And here is the truth that ties her story to yours. If you're still watching, still listening, maybe a part of you sees yourself in her. Maybe you're waiting for someday too. But just like Era learned, the moment that changes everything is not tomorrow, not next year. It's now. Because the most inspiring stories don't begin when life becomes easy. They begin the moment someone decides to stop sleeping through their own life.